So I just did a video explaining the situation with my power packs and having to use a dodgy one that I shouldn't really be using to record some Super Nintendo action. So as you can see in the Super Nintendo we've got World League Basketball trademark. Why does trademarked any old shit back in these days? World League Basketball. What's the trademark about that? So we'll hit record. Obviously a sports title. Can't remember when I got this one. Probably a couple of months back or so. Picture might be a bit flaky. Still using the dodgy aerial lead that I was using the other day, yesterday. So one player exhibition. I'll just keep pressing buttons. So fucking what? Yeah, get on there. Backwards bloody 20 minutes bloody off. You're having a fucking giraffe. Oh, for God's sake! Proper backwards controls. Press start. Bloody start gamer. Well, I don't know what to expect from this. The last basketball game I played on a 16-bit console was just absolutely wow. Am I seeing that for real? So it's like a Sega Saturn game. I can just have a fiddle at the back, try and get this flakiness, get rid of it. Is that a bit better? A bit better. Gone a bit grainy though, but so that looks like a basket for the opposition, right? So use the A button, looks like a long pass. And B button to shoot. Is it just, I think just A button to pass. You know, this is pretty fucking sweet. I like this. I mean, it's not the fastest game. Use the Y button to change character, well, yeah, characters or players on your team, should I say. Obviously, due to the dodgy RF cable, that's why the graphics are looking a bit washed out. You know, there's a lot of noise, so to speak. Well, this looks excellent. Not sure when this was released. It's kind of hard to keep track of what's going on screen with the whole panning camera. But I guess it, you know, you wouldn't get the 3D effect unless that was the case. Speech is really good as well. Maybe it could have done with some music. I mean, you know, you don't need music in sports titles nowadays because, you know, the commentary's good enough to not, you know, to not have it as a necessity. But I think back in these days, when you've only got limited speech and, you know, the announcer's only got a couple of phrases, I imagine, so you could have just done with a bit of music to fill it out, keep you interested, keep you entertained. That said, the sound effects for the sneakers, as I guess the Americans call them, squeaking on the court and you know, the bouncing of the basketball sounds pretty decent. come on, get in that bloody basket. Oh, you've got to be shitting me. So maybe the timing, like the length that you have to hold the button for isn't quite what I'm used to in basketball games, but I guess the more hours you put in, the better you get at it. What's the steal button?
Foul by point
I guess
guard.
that's why, since I've just committed a foul. Oh no, why is change players? Maybe it's something to do with the R buttons. What do they do? Looks like they change the tactics in the top left hand. Let's do that. Can you do like a slam dunk or what? Yeah, there we go. Have a bit of that. I like this game. Kind of, it reminds me of Slam and Jam 96 on the Saturn, because it's kind of a game that you put on and you don't expect it to look how it does. You know, this game looks great. Obviously Slam and Jam 96 on the Saturn's got its own kind of distinct visual style, which I really like. You know, that uses 2D sprites with kind of 3D courts and viewpoints, which I think works really well. Certainly sets itself apart from a lot of the other basketball games that are just a mess of polygons, because in my opinion some of the 32-bit 3D games didn't work. You know, this game, to be honest, if you told me this was a 32-bit game, I wouldn't doubt it. You know, this game looks great. Surprised I've not seen this game elsewhere before and thought, you know, I need to pick that up. This is a game that's just been sitting on my shelf for like a month or two, and it was only because I'm going to do a video on Street Racer after this that I decided to put this in. Seeing as I already had an excuse to whip out Super Nintendo. Although, let's face it, who needs an excuse to break out such an awesome system and play some great games? Just smelling my Super Nintendo there just to make sure there's no burning or fire emanating from it. So the difficulty's, you know, pretty, you know, not bad. You know, it's not difficult. You know, I'm not being raped by the computer like you do in a lot of sports titles that you pick up for the first time. God, this is so much better than that World Soccer game on the Master System, which was like the last sports game that I played. That game was horrendous. So the B button gives you like your kind of jump block. And looks like your X button's the button to steal. So you got all the controls you need. There's no fancy tricks, it doesn't appear, but you know, look at the way that the game looks, and you know, it plays solidly. You can't really complain. Fucking funky half-time, well, quarter-time music, should I say. I love a bit of half-time razzmatazz, the old Americans. Is there like a sprint? Don't know whether there is. Don't think there is a sprint. But gameplay's, you know, solidly enough to not really require it. I'd have definitely enjoyed playing this when I had a Super Nintendo when I was younger. Is there any pause options? No. It's just pausing it to see if there's any kind of camera angles that you can change or anything like that. Suppose you can't have everything. So we've established that it's a great sounding game and the graphics are great. I'm just gonna have a look now. I mean, 1992, this game's great for a 1992 release. Funky music for the intro. So you got season, team statistics. So looks like you can just select a team and see what the stats are for that team. And you can play a whole, you know, season. Yeah, I would have liked this. Would have liked that funky menu music in the game. Yeah, that'd be cool. Kind of like NBA Hang Time. If you've played that, you'll know what I mean. The music in that game's absolutely epic. That's another title definitely worth picking up if you're into a bit of 16-bit basketball action. It's also available on systems like the PlayStation, I think. It's basically the kind of spiritual successor, I'd say, to NBA Jam. It's basically a sequel to NBA Jam. So yeah, this game, if you ask me, seems pretty damn good. So definitely one I'd recommend picking up. It's one of the best looking 16-bit games I've seen. I mean, it's only a basketball game. I mean, there's no crowd or anything, but you don't need a crowd to play basketball. And yeah, it's just a fucking good game if you ask me. Definitely worth checking out.